Okay, hello guys. Uh, I thought I'd make a live stream of Bloomburrow, and the reason for it is I usually make my own decks and conjure up my own decks. And those of you who followed my Magic the Gathering part of this channel know that I appreciate making my own decks and thinking out my own ideas for my decks very much. And this time is no different. The commander I have conjured up this time is this dude right here. He's called Premicon Sky Rampart. And it's a commander, flying defender, so he can't attack much. But as Premicon Sky Rampart enters the battlefield, choose left or right. Each player may attack only the nearest opponent in the chosen direction, and planeswalkers controlled by that opponent. And that basically just means you can only attack with creatures in one or the other direction. Other than that, the game continues like normal, but there is a restriction there which this commander activates. And the reason why I've chosen this commander is that we have one player in our midst who's very aggressive, who's playing with cards that are much more powerful than the cards we have. So that is a way to stop him, because he basically does what he wants. But this commander, he's forced to attack the opponent either left or right of him. So, and how does that stop him, you say? Well, he usually floods the board with creatures and wins suddenly, and he loves to drag out games. So instead of we just folding and saying, okay, I give up, let's start another game, he likes to show us how he wins and demolishes us. And that usually takes 20, 30 minutes extra, and it's a pain in the fucking ass. So that's why I've bought this commander right here. And I've also thought of some cards I can include. I haven't gotten that far into this deck yet, but what I have done is I need to have lands, because lands is not something that I have an abundance of, so I need to buy lands. And the usual method I do that is I look at the colors, and then I buy a precon. And I had 3 precons to choose from. I think one of them was not Magic the Gathering, but Final Fantasy. The other was Tarkir, and the third one was Bloomburrow. But I chose Bloomburrow Family Matters, and as you can see, it's the same colors as my commander. There we go. So yeah, I chose this dude. Cost me 650 kroner. I don't play Pokemon, sorry. I play Magic the Gathering, but there you go. Yeah. So we're gonna unbox this together. There is a collection booster sample pack in here as well, and 3 legendary traditional foils, so that's not too bad. But I've heard lots of good stuff about this, so we're gonna open it together and see what it contains. Hopefully it will contain lands, but probably I can also include some cards, which will be good in this deck, which I'm building here. So there we go. Okay, so let's just get started, shall we? Just gonna take a sip of my Pepsi Max, which is the soda I've chosen for this stream. It is my favorite Coke without any sugar. Cola Zero. It's also okay, but I think this one tastes a little bit sweeter, even though it's no sugar in it. So that's why I'm drinking that. So there you go. Have this commander in the back of your minds as we open this thing. And there's a opener in the back here, so I'm just gonna utilize that, I think. That And as usual, there are some counters in here, some cardboard counters. But I'm almost in a full-time job here, so I usually buy my own counters on. I've actually found some good counters on Timo, so that's good. It's dice, so they go from +1 to +1 6, six-sided dice, or you can get the -1 to -6. So, but it's nice that they include these anyway. Cool that it's a natural part of the box, so that's not too bad. So here we have our usual Magic the Gathering ruling here. Some text on the commander. I'm sure the commander is good. And we're going to look at that very soon. But as you may know, I didn't buy this deck to play with the commander that's included, because I'm gonna use this guy instead. Yeah, but we'll see how powerful this commander really is. Maybe I'll just scrap the whole thing and just play with the precon with the commander and everything. Let me just remove the plastic here. It's plastic junk, which, well, you can say what you will about plastic and that it ruins the oceans and stuff, but what would we do without plastic? What's going to keep these cards together, for example? I don't know. I don't think there's no real substitute for plastic. I miss plastic straws. Yeah. There you go. Some info on turn phases here. They're usually included in these precons, but it's nice to have. And there's also some info on the different formats of Magic the Gathering. You got Standard, which I played in my youth or early 20s, yeah. And you got Booster Draft. That's usually the thing where you visit your local store and buy some boosters and play with the people you don't know. But in my case, it's Commander, where I play with my friends, and we each have our own Commander deck. So there we go. Yeah. Okay, so let's just get started with this thing. And I'm really excited because I haven't read anything about this. I just chose Bloomburrow on a whim because I've heard much good stuff about it. And I'm looking forward to exploring it with you guys today in this stream. So let's start with the commander, which is actually included here. So I'm gonna play with this, but I need to, of course, explore the commander, which is included in this deck, and which is what this deck is based on. Yeah, and it's Zinnia Valley's Voice, and he's a flying, or she is a flying. I'm not sure if it's a girl or a boy. This bird, but here we go. It's probably a girl since she's called Zinnia. Zinnia's Valley's Voice gets +X+0, where X is the number of other creatures you control with base number 1. Hello, Harry Wells. I'm good. I'm doing the unboxing of the Bloomburrow. deck here called Family Matters. Yeah, so I did probably not mention that. So Family Matters is the deck I'm unboxing here. Other creatures control with base power 1. Okay. Creature spells you cast have offspring 2. And what does that mean? It means you may pay an additional 2 as you cast the creature spell. If you do, when that creature enters, create a 1-1 token copy of it. Okay, so right. Okay. So I guess that's okay then. Not something I'm truly interested in playing or dealing with, but it's an interesting mechanic nonetheless. But I got my heart on this commander because I need to stop my friend who's being overly aggressive in our games. So that's why I'm playing Premicon. But as mentioned, I did buy this for the lands, but there's probably some good cards in here I can use. So let's start from the top. This guy has haste. Okay, and whenever Arthur Gold Knight and at least one other creature attack, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Okay. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Return that creature to its owner's hand at end of combat. Okay. Wow. It's a cool card though. The artwork, I like the artwork, and it's foil, so it kind of glows in the. It doesn't glow in the dark, but it glows in the light here, as you can see. I might actually use this guy. He's not too bad. I can use this guy with Sky Rampart. Yeah. Okay. And we got another dude who's also a foil, which is kind of cool. It's a planeswalker, actually. Okay. That's cool. Create 3 1-1 white soldier creature tokens. Wow. Destroy all creatures with power 4 or greater. You get an emblem with creatures you control, get 2/2, and have flying. Which is, wow, nice. And I'm sure this emblem is in this deck as well. So I'm gonna look for that. But this is very cool. Yeah. My commander does have flying though, but not too shabby, not too bad. I also like the artwork of this card. It's pretty flashy. Yeah, cool. Nice to see something else than my usual evil standard. I usually play a lot of black and a lot of gloomy cards. So it's cool to see this more, well, happy theme here in Bloomburrow. So, not something I'm used to, but yeah, I can get used to it. It fills me with happiness. This guy fills me with joy. Okay. Then we have this guy. It's I don't know what to call him. So I guess I gotta read the name. Jezzel Goldmane is called. He's got first strike, and attacking creatures you control get X plus X plus X until end of turn, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Okay, so another card I actually think I can use. That's not too bad. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna pay 5 for it though, but that's cool. Marshall Coop. Oh, here we go. Create X 1-1 white soldier creature tokens. If X is 5 or more, destroy all other creatures. Nice. So it's a sort of a. Well, I guess it's a board wipe. Yeah. Return all creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Each of them is a 1-1 spirit with flying in addition to its other types. Exile Storm of Souls. Okay. Right. I don't really see the power in this, but I'm guessing it's okay. Because you return all your creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, but they become 1-1 spirit with flying in addition to other types. Okay. I guess it goes well with this commander here, but I'm not going to play with this commander, am I? So, oh well. But I'm not going to do my usual thing where I put cards aside. We're just going to unbox this now and just go through it, and then I'll see what I'll do with it later. Uh, Selfless Spirit. Okay. Sacrifice Selfless Spirit. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Well, that's cool. So, no matter what I do, they can't be destroyed. And that, well, basically removes 80% of the options from my opponents to remove my attacking creatures. Yeah. Nice. That's awesome. That's something I can use. And look at this guy. He's Jesus. What the hell is going on there? Ravenous. This creature enters with X 1-1 counters on it. If X is 5 or more, draw a card when it enters. Cool, okay. Whenever Jack Rabbit attacks, create a number of 1-1 white rabbit creature tokens equal to Jack Rabbit's power. Okay. So, right. Pretty overpowered in my opinion, but there we go. It's fun, nonetheless. I'm actually considering playing the commander anyway. No, we'll see. Birds you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. That's cool. At the beginning of your end step for each spell at the beginning of your end step for each spell you've cast this turn, create a 1-2 blue bird creature token with flying named Stormcrow. Stormcrow, I think that's an old card, but yeah. That's cool. When Blade Splicer enters, create a 3-3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature token. Golems you control have first strike. Nice. So I'm guessing there's some golems in here. Or maybe not. Who knows? Hanged Executioner. Okay, so the Executioner actually hanged himself. Right. When Hanged Executioner enters, create a 1-1 white spirit creature token with flying. Exile Hanged Executioner. Exile target creature. Nice. Most of these cards are rare, it seems. Vigilance when Loyal Warhunt enters. If an opponent controls more lands than you, search it over for a basic Plains card, put it into the battlefield tapped, and shuffle. Yeah, that's cool. Nice land acquirement there. So you get a dog and you get a land. Most likely. Flash flying when Restoration Angel enters. You may exile target non-angel creature you control, then return the card to the battlefield under your control. Okay. So I'm guessing you exile a creature and you put it back into play, and you get to do for example, this one more time. So you get to put one more land into play, for example. Skyclave Apparition. When Skyclave Apparition enters, exile up to one target long land, non-tag token permanent you don't control with mana value 4 or less. When Skyclave Apparition leaves the battlefield, the exile card's owner creates an X blue illusion creature token, where X is the mana value of the exile card. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's okay. Nice way to remove a threatening creature, which probably doesn't cost so much. Okay. From Dusk Till Dawn. Pretty good movie. Okay, what's it says there? Destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater. Aftermath, cast this spell only from your graveyard, then return all creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. Oh. Yeah, nice. Here we got a nice guy. He's a boss's chauffeur. Yeah, so he drives his boss around and looking fresh. Boss's chauffeur enters with a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the 1 plus number of other creatures you control. Okay. Alliance, whenever another creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on boss's chauffeur. When boss's chauffeur dies, create a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token for each +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, so yeah. Many of these cards are directly connected to my commander, which I'm not going to play, but probably will play just for the heck of it. We'll see. Flying, when Angel of the Runes enters, exile up to 2 target artifact and or enchantments. And it's also got planes cycling, so I can cycle it around and search my library of planes cards. Yeah. And put it into my hand, which is also quite cool. Luminous Blood Moth. Yeah. Flying, whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its own control with a flying counter on it. Okay. So that's nice. So as long as this one is in play, it comes back with a flying counter on it. Yeah. It's actually quite cool. Sun Titan, I think I've seen other artworks of this card. I don't remember what it does though. So let's read. Vigilance, whenever Sun Titan enters or attacks, you may return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. I think I can just play this deck as it is, but just change out the commander. Oh well. Evolve whenever a creature you control enters. If that creature has greater power or toughness than this creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell with mana value less than by project power, draw a card. Okay, that's actually quite cool. Nice card draw effect there. Fortune Teller's talent, get a next level as a sorcery to have its ability. Okay, you may look at your top card of your library in time. Okay. As long as you've cast a spell this turn, you may play cards from the top of your library. Okay. Huh? It should have said level 1 here. It would have been less confusing, but it doesn't. It just says nothing, and then suddenly level 2. Where's level 1? Is it this is level 1? Okay. Oh yeah, you may look at, and level 2 is you may play cards from the top. Okay. Spells you cast from anywhere other than your hand cost 2 less to cast. Okay, so yeah, cool. Pretty nice. When either channeler enters, choose one. Create a 1-1 white bird creature token with flying. Return another target. Permanent traits on your hand and draw a card. I like these cards where you get to choose. You can choose a thing for any given situation. Draw X cards and discard a card. That's nice. So I can, yeah. And I've seen this artwork before, but I think it's cool. When Shield Broker enters, put a shield counter on target non-commander creature you don't control. You gain control of that creature for as long as it has a shield counter on it. Nice. Cool artwork, though. Yeah. They really know their stuff down at Wizards of the Coast. Stolen by the Fee. Okay, return target creature with mana value X to its owner's hand. You create a X 1-1 blue fairy creature token with flying. Okay. This would be good in my fairy deck, actually. Oh. When the creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Creature should opponent controller attacks this turn if able. Yeah, that's cool. Right. Yeah. Cool. And I've bought this card before. It's pretty cool. You have no. It's a flying. You have no maximum hand size, and whenever a creature token you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Okay, I'm beginning to see where this deck wants me to go. Draw lots of cards, do lots of damage. And I think it will work really well with this commander, to be honest. Yeah. Trample Haste. Alliance. Whenever another creature you control enters, double devilish Vale's power. And what? Whenever another creature you control enters, double devilish Vale's power until end of turn. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's cool. But his power is only one, so. But there's probably something that makes him stronger in this deck. When Siege Gang Commander enters, create 3 1-1 red Goblin creature tokens. Jesus. Sacrifice a Goblin Siege Gang Commander, deals 2 damage to any target. Yeah. So, cool artwork again. Nice going. Echoing Assault. Creature tokens you control have menace. Okay. And then that basically just means that they need to be blocked by more than one creature, I think. Whenever you attack a player, choose target non-token creature that's attacking that player. Create a token that's a copy of the creature, except it's a 1-1. The token enters tapped, and attacking that player, sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. Okay. Okay, so that's cool. So there's lots of stuff going on in here. And this deck seems very focused on attacking, it seems. Offspring, you may pay an additional 2 as you cast a spell. If you do, when this creature enters, create a 1-1 token copy of it. Whenever another creature you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Okay. Right. But can I pay Offspring as many times as I want, or? I'm not sure. I need to read up on that. Convoke, your creatures can help cast a spell. Okay. Calamity of Cinders deals 6 damage to each untapped creature. That's nice. And most of my creatures are tapped and attacking, I guess. Oh well. Whenever another creature you control enters, create a treasure token if this is the first or second time this ability has resolved this turn. Otherwise, you may pay X when you do. Rose Room Treasurer deals X damage to any target. Okay. So there's lots of creature tokens in this deck, I think, to keep track of, but I guess, well, it's not the hardest mechanic to keep track of, but you gotta have had enough sleep, which is not in my case. I haven't had so much sleep today, but I'm not gonna be playing much at the gathering, so I guess I'm good. If combat celebrant hasn't been exerted this turn, what the fuck does that mean? Exerted. You may exert it as it attacks. Okay, you an exerted creature won't untap during your next untap step. What the So many phrases, so much stuff going on in Magic the Gathering, it's hard to keep track now. When you do untap all other creatures you control, and after this phase there is an additional combat phase. Okay, so yeah. It's pretty good though. Nice. I think I can play this deck as it is. I don't think I need to make any changes to it. Inferno Titan gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Whenever Inferno Titan enters or attacks, it deals 3 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. Okay. Nice. There's lots of fun cards in this deck, I must admit. Return a creature control to its owner's hand, then destroy all creatures. That's pretty fun. Haste, whenever another creature you control with power 1 enters, it gains haste until end of turn. Whenever another creature you control enters, if it wasn't cast, put a +1/+1 counter on Rapid Augmenter, and Rapid Augmented can't be blocked this turn. Huh? Haste. Okay, it's got haste. Okay. Whenever another creature you control with power 1 enters, it gains haste until end of turn. Okay, that's good. Okay. Whenever another creature you control enters, if it wasn't cast. Oh, okay. Okay. Artifact creature golem. Here we go. A golem, as I said. When solemn simulacrum enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, put that card into the battlefield tapped, and shuffle. When solemn simulacrum dies, you may draw a card. I think I saw a dog do the same, but this time it's a golem. Okay. At the beginning of combat, this is a legendary artifact equipment. So at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of a creature, except the token isn't legendary. That token gains haste. Okay. Right. Okay, so I'm guessing I'm making a token of my commander in this case. Yeah. And with all the +1/+1 creatures which this deck is capable of producing, it would be nice with two of these. So this guy is like plus with power 23 and toughness 3 and he attacks, and I get a copy of this guy. Oh yeah, and that token gains haste, it says here. So yeah, so then there's two of this guy attacking. Nice, but I can just put another legendary creature in here, can't I? Probably, yeah, here we go. This is a legendary creature. I can just do this instead. So then it's not a complete waste, since I'm not going to be using this commander. I'm going to be using this commander instead. Yeah. Glacial Fortress. That's cool. So now we've started the lands. Yeah. So now we started the lands then. Okay. And most of these are pretty cool, I guess. Temple of Enlightenment, scry one. That's cool. Intercept control pains, create a white human creature token. That's cool. Can do that with this land. The guy on Outland, which I bought this deck, said that the lands included in this deck was nothing special. But I'm not. I don't agree on that. I think these lands are pretty cool. And my reason for buying these precons is that I need lands, but hey, I've gotten lots of cool cards here as well, which I think are cool. I think I'm just going to play this as it is, but add this commander just. That's the only change I'm going to do. This commander instead of this commander. So it's going to make the deck a little bit less aggressive, but I guess that's okay. I need to stop my friend from destroying us. So that's why I'm playing this commander. So, yeah. Okay, land. Yeah. So there's nothing really to see here, really. Add 1 mana of any color. That's cool. Exotic Orchid. So we're going to just speed through all these lands here. Yeah. Another one of these that lets you scry one. That's cool. Yeah. You pay 1 and you get 2 types of mana. That's also quite cool. Scry 1. Awesome. So I can see the potential in this deck, really. That guy in Outland was out of his gourd. Lots of cool lands here. So the lands are nothing special. Huh. Okay, more creatures. No, yeah, it's an enchantment creature. When Spirited Companion enters, draw a card. Cool. So some card draw there. Extra. That's cool. When Inspiring Officer enters, you gain 1 life and you draw a card. Yeah. That's awesome. Card deal. Each opponent draws a card, and then you draw a card for each opponent who drew a card this way. Yeah, nice. Extra target creature, its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put that card into the battlefield tapped and shuffle. Yeah, that's also quite cool. Flash, when illusionary ambusher is dealt damage, draw that many cards. Oh yeah, it's got flash. I can just throw them in there and block something, and I get to draw 4 cards. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, wait. No. This is awesome. Because if my fellow friend player attacks me with a creature with 11 power, then I throw this in there, block it, I draw 11 cards. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature that attacked this turn. Draw 3 cards. Nice. This deck is turning out to be a real find, I must say. Wow. When Progress Escort enters, target creature you control gains hexproof until end of turn. That's cool. Rapid hybridization. Destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. That creature's controller creates a 3/3 green frog lizard creature token. Okay. Authorize or etherize. I don't know. I think it's etherize. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hands. This one is also quite cool. Affinity for tokens. Whenever your token you control enters, tap target non-land permanent and opponent controls, it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card unless you attack this turn. Yeah, that's nice. Creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. that's epic, man. When Thopter Engineer enters, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature. Token with flying. Artifact creatures you control have haste. Nice. Human Scout. Flying when Cloud Blazer enters, you gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. That's totally cool. And here we got our Mana Stones. Arcane Signet is here. Burrow's Signet. Well, I haven't seen. Well, I've seen it a couple of times, but here it is. Ornithopter of Paradise, flying at 1 color of any color. Azorius Signet is it Signet. Circuit Mender. When Circuit Mender enters, you gain 2 life. When Circuit Mender leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Yeah. Felwar Stone. Yeah. Soul Ring. Nice artwork there in Soul Ring. Mind Stone. Yeah. Terramorphic Expanse. Okay. Path of Ancestry. Add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color's identity. Both these commanders are identical in color identity, but it also says when that mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shares a creature type with your commander, scry 1. And I'm guessing there ain't many walls in this deck. So there I have a problem. But I guess you gotta make some sacrifices when you do like I do. But I don't want to make an aggressive deck this time. I want to keep it a little bit more down low. So I'm still wanting to play this commander instead of this bird here. So, but I have to see how much that handicaps this deck when I'm done here. Thriving Heath enters tapped. As it enters, choose a color other than white. Add 1 white or 1 mana of the chosen color. Yeah, that's cool. Evolving Wilds is here. That's awesome. Thriving Isle. Enters tapped as it enters. Choose a color other than blue. Yeah. And the same effect here. Command Tower. Nice artwork there as well. I have seen cooler command towers, but it's cool. It's okay. Mystic Monastery. And then we have some basic lands, which is just going to show you real quick. Plains, 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 island, 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 mountain, mountain, mountain. And we got these tokens, which I'm a little bit excited about. There's a soldier here. Okay, so human. Okay, so there are lots of different. Two soldier tokens here. One rabbit. Treasure token. Rabbit again. Whenever looking. Yeah, okay. Stormcrow. Frog lizard. Okay. Right. Stormcrow. Flying bird. Oh, actually quite nice. Phyrexian golem. Well, okay, here this is a bit sinister though. First sinister card I've seen in this deck, and it's a token. Can you believe it? Fairy. So the creatures here in this deck are a little bit all over the place. There's fairies here, goblins, birds, lots of stuff. Thopter. No, I didn't get a token for the Planeswalker in here, but oh well. Can't have it all, I guess. Okay. So let's open this booster sample pack. I guess I need a knife for that. I think so, yeah. Let me just get a knife, guys, and I'll be right back. But once I'm done with that, then I think I'm done. These streams usually take an hour, and we're close to an hour now. Let's see here. Sorry about that. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay, booster sample pack then. It's there's more where that came from. Yeah. And discover the coolest cards. Okay. And we got a artifact here, Star Forged Sword, it says. And mind you that this may have nothing to do with this deck, it's just random cards. Gift a tapped fish. You may promise an opponent a gift as you cast this spell. If you do, when it enters, they create a tapped 1/1 blue fish creature token. Okay. When the Starfish Sword enters, if the gift was promised, attach Starfish Sword to a target creature control. Equipped creature gets 3/3 and loses flying. Okay, it's a cool foil. My camera has trouble focusing on it because it's foil, so. And there was also this, a sorcery of some sort. Gift card, it says. Cruel Claws Heist gift card. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. Exile that card. If the gift was promised, you may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled. And mana of any type can be spent to cast it. I don't understand this card, to be honest. Gift a card. What the hell does that mean? I guess I need to read up on that as well. And there was also a box in here which I can put my cards in if I'm interested in doing that. Yeah, that is it. There's nothing more to see here. The deed is done. I've unboxed Bloomburrow. And it's looking promising. I need to go through the cards and check it out one more time, but I think I can just put this commander in here instead of the commander that's included in Bloomburrow Family Affairs. I believe that. No, Family Matters, it says. Jesus, Family Affairs. Yeah. So instead of this commander, which costs the same as this commander, I'm just gonna do this guy instead. But I have to double check the cards and see if it's if I just create a useless deck with this commander instead of using this guy right here. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to Sam Wall and Big Boss for being members of this channel. It lets me do more of this stuff and unbox Magic the Gathering stuff for you guys and yeah, do my thing. Please consider becoming a member of this channel. It really helps and it doesn't cost a lot each month. And you can support this channel and see more of me if you want to do that. Other than that, thank you very much for watching my unboxing of Bloomburrow Family Matters, which contains this bird with a guitar. Yeah. And have yourself a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.